Hello. So glad I brought my Yorkshire tea. So this week's mission is addressing money matters, which has been a long time coming. I'm currently on an adult gap year after being laid off, but I know that I need to start concentrating on what I'm going to do, which has caused a lot of anxiety and restless nights. So let's sit down, relax, and figure out what I'm going to do this week and what I'm going to do to earn some money. Hi. If you're new to the channel, I'm Fran. This is my journey after being laid off, and currently the fridge is buzzing, so apologies for that. But firstly, I thought I'd chat about my weekend because it was such a positive thing that I experienced. So a little bit of context. I'm currently staying at my brother's place, who's been in Japan for the past 10 years. But prior to that, he studied Japanese at university. And part of the course was to have a year with a homestay family. So whilst my brother was in Japan during university, was when my mum was diagnosed with early onset dementia. And my brother's homestay family was so understanding and gave us so much support during that time that it's created an extended family out here. And when my brother came here to live in Japan 10 years ago was when my mum passed away. They have been so great and extended their love and arms around our family, and likewise us to them. I just want to showcase my gratitude for a family who live across the world. Even though we go through grief, love can be created from a bond from that. It can be transformative and build into something else. And what we have now with two families across the world is a new family which have embraced each other with open arms. We stayed the weekend, we relaxed, played with the dog called Luke, a very cute dog. It's so cute. We had the most delicious food. They put on a whole dinner for us, which was the most amazing food I've ever eaten. The fatty tuna, wow. If you haven't tried fatty tuna in Japan, you're in for a big surprise. I mean, obviously it's raw tuna, not everybody's taste. This fatty tuna literally was melting on the table.
Wow. Oh.
It was that fatty. Oh my gosh. It was so delicious. We also created traditional rolls with all the food.
Ta-da! Ta-da! Ta-da!
We also drank, we watched TV, we just had a lot of fun. And we got driven around like the local area as well. It was really, really nice and heartwarming and gave me just a little bit more, gave me some positive energy for this week. So back on to this week. So what we're going to do. So I am pretty much full of anxiety because my gap year is going to be nearing the end. I did save up money for this year so that I can take a proper break. But I know that the more I spend not working, the more I get into my savings. And I don't want to deplete all my savings. Savings are there to be saved. So at the moment, I really need to focus on working this out, what I'm going to do for my career and where I'm heading towards this in making money. I'm going to have a bath, have some time to myself, and think about what I'm going to do. When I think about my career, there's just a lot to unpack because I spent 15 years in the business, in corporate, and I have nothing left now. But maybe I just need to think a little bit more because maybe there are things left. Maybe there are things left. So yeah, let's have that bath. Hi. I hope you liked that little interlude. I scanned all the footage in case any of my private parts were showing. Because I don't want that on 4K. So it was great to unwind and to decompress and to think about my career. And like I mentioned, I've got 15 years to unpack. I started out as a graphic designer and then headed up a department. So I built up a whole department that created design, that did digital and did filmmaking, and I loved doing it. I loved setting up all the projects that I worked on, regardless of what discipline it was in. That only happened because I was able to gain trust from my boss. Like in most businesses, bosses are very time poor because they're managing multiple things across different areas of the business. So my boss trusted me that I could figure out a solution for any creative problem, whether that be filming, whether that be advertising, whether that be creating a website. I was able to do that. My bosses trusted me to just get on with it and to deliver. But what's left is I've got such a random portfolio now that it's hard for prospective employers to look at me and know exactly what I do. And on top of that, at the latter end of my career in corporate, I became more focused on business and winning business and leadership and management. And so a lot of my work shifted to strategy and client management and account building, which is a very different skill when it comes to my creative work. And then because I was doing that higher level stuff, I started delegating all the skills that I used to do. So I would have a filmmaker doing all the filmmaking and editing. I would have creatives doing all the design work and creating websites. And so I was just much more high level and working on that creative lead part. I ended up compromising my technical skill set because I was delegating all of those things to other people. I think that actually gets me onto YouTube and why I'm doing this. A lot of the work that I'm doing on YouTube is actually upskilling me in all the things that I feel like I'm a little bit rusty on, which is my creativity and my editing and my video production. I felt like I was whispering on then. It's gone dark here. I think it's going to rain. Let's just brighten you up. There we go. Where I've got to now is that I've got such a random portfolio of stuff that it's hard for people to see what I do, because I basically did everything. I just figure it out. That's my thing. I just figure out a solution. Whatever you want, I'll figure it out. And that was my relationship with my bosses. Just get it done. Figure it out. We trust you. That's hard if you haven't got the trust with people. That's the difficult thing now with new employers. They're probably looking at my portfolio going, it's so random. And I didn't do too well with job hunting earlier this year, which is fair because I get it. You look at my portfolio, it is random and it's not very well put together. I just plonked it all in onto a website and didn't really think about curation, and I didn't really think about how people are looking at my portfolio. It was very much slapdash, apply for a job. Now, on reflection, I really want to think about the audience that I want to be of service to. And so I'm going to channel that focus on my website. So yeah, that's the plan. I also kind of want to get out of this apartment because it's a bit small for my mind at the moment. I'm going to go to a cafe where I can do some remote working, and yeah, I'm going to take you guys along. So let's go. はい、ありがとう。はい、ありがとうございます。Okay, just got back. I thought I'd get... Make way. I have to take my glasses off when I eat. I don't like wearing glasses when I'm eating. So, went to the local combini for lunch. And this time I've gone to the FamilyMart. Got myself a coffee. I don't usually drink kind of milky sweet coffees, but I don't know. The ones in Japan kind of hit differently, and so fancied a bit of that. Let's just shake it up. This is from their hot cabinet. It's pretty warm. Let's try it. Sweet. Quite sweet. It's okay. So FamilyMart are very famous for their Famichiki, which is this. So I bought two, one original and one soy sauce flavoured version. So I've got that. I also got an onigiri. These are the best. They just sell them everywhere. These little seaweed kind of rice balls with different flavours. Amazing. And super cheap. And they're quite good for a little snack. I think the Fami chickens are going to fill me up, so I'm not going to eat this one. I'm going to keep this for later. Oh, the flavour that I got was the salmon one. Just flaked, cooked salmon. And then for a little snack, I feel like they've melted because they were next to the Fami chicken in the back. Crunch chocolates, which are really nice. They're basically all your best bits from biscuits all crushed up and then mixed together with some chocolate. It's got crushed ice cream cones and also biscuit all mixed together with chocolate, and they're quite chunky. They're really nice. So I've got that, and also I bought some potato wedge snacks. Red chili, salt and nori seaweed flavour. Crisps or potato chips. They're going to be nice. So, shall we start with the Famichiki? I don't know which flavour this is. They did have a ponzu flavour, which I kind of regret not getting that one, because that would have tasted very different. But yeah, Famichiki, a little pack. You kind of just rip it open. Oh. Now what the Fami chicken is a boneless chicken. And I believe it's made out of thigh meat, so it's super succulent and juicy. If I want to talk about food, I've got to get over eating in front of the camera, which I'm very nervous about. I think this is the soy sauce version. So good. When it comes to chicken, I'm definitely a thigh person. Oh. Moving. This is so soft and tender and juicy. The breadcrumb is crispy, but it's also juicy as well. This one's a little bit peppery. There's definitely flavour in it, but it's the mixture of all of that texture, the chicken, the juiciness, the soft and crispy, which really brings it all together. Oh, super juicy. I feel like the ponzu flavour would have been really good. That was a limited edition one, I think. Maybe for another day. try the second Famichiki. I think this is the normal one. Oh, kind of looks the same. Definitely looks like there's not much spice, not much like spices and pepperiness in this one. But this is the soy sauce one. I can tell. This is the soy sauce one. So the normal one has got this kind of pepperiness. Let's try the soy sauce one. Strong soy sauce flavour. The texture of the batter is more solid. So you can definitely feel the difference in the coating. But very delicious as well. So I'm going to eat this off camera now, but out of the two flavours, the original one is still on top for me. Famichiki from FamilyMart. By the way, that's my bed. It's a little futon. Just roll it out and roll it back. Bit of a mess, and it's really small flat. So I feel like I'm annoying my brother by being here. Super handy, but I just leave it there. Move this out of the way. Let's do some work. Kind of almost there. Let's see, what have I got? So I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I'm using Squarespace for my website. And it's so intuitive that literally you could make a website in a day. I remember making websites maybe a couple of years back, and we were making very bespoke websites for clients, but they would take weeks, months to create. Shall I give you a little bit of a preview of it so far? Right, I'm gonna hold the camera. Oh, I never really do this vlogging stuff, like walking around, because I always feel like there's too much to handle whilst I'm moving. But let me just flip this camera the other way. So there's a little preview of my website. What I've done is I've got to come up with like a title for myself. And I didn't want to say creative director, because I think that has a lot of different meanings. But what I've done is I've called myself a creative brand strategist and content creator. Ignore the photograph here, because that's just a dummy photograph. For now, I'm just concentrating on content and layout. And I've just written some blurb focused on what my audience are looking for. I still need to put my images in there, because if I'm selling myself as a creative, my portfolio needs to look the best. Also, I haven't really thought much about the colour yet. So the colour palette you see is just something that I quickly pressed. In terms of content, I feel like it's getting the right direction. It's not ready to send out yet, so I feel like it just needs to be baked in the oven a little bit more. Or maybe it's a case of just get everything down, it doesn't need to be perfect, and just send it out. I've come to the point where I just don't want to be wasting time. I've always known this about myself. I want it to be perfect before it goes out. I want it to be perfect. But maybe it can just be good enough. I could just get it all done, send it out, see what people think, get feedback, and just reiterate and change if I need to. So let's get on with it.
Nice for spins and play with myself.